Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon. Here's the national news from BGI TV, Baba Gbagedemo TV. I am Sanut Olakomi Ajikade. First, here the major headlines for the national news. House of Representatives rejects CBN extension of old Naira notes. Osun voters should sue INEC. Falana speaks on Adeleke and Oyetola case. Insecurities. We will protect lives of Yoruba land from terrorist attack. Ondo Amoteku smashed teenager led criminal gang. Nasarawa bombing. Elders take vengeance to thief farmers. Gunmen kill 2 soldiers, 3 policemen in Ebonyi. And lastly, on sports, MPFL, Kwara United head coach Mohammed gets 2-game ultimatum. Now hear the news in details. The House of Representatives has rejected the extension of the deadline for the exchange of old Naira notes. The chairman of the House of All Committee on the new Naira redesign and Naira swap policy, Ali Hassan Ado Dogua, rejected the extension while insisting that the CBN must comply with the Section 20 sub 3, 4 and 5 of the CBN Act. The Nigerian Voice had earlier reported that the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, on Sunday announced that the deadline has been extended by 10 days. Emefiele noted that President Muhammadu Buhari gave permission for the deadline to be extended to February 10 against the initial January 31st. Reacting to the development, Dogua said that the 10-day extension for the exchange of old Naira notes isn't the solution. We as a legislative committee with a constitutional mandate of the House would only accept clear compliance with Section 20 sub 3, 4 and 5 of the CBN Act and nothing more. Nigeria as a developing economy and a nascent democracy must respect the principle of rule of law, and the House will go ahead to sign an arrest warrant to compel the CBN governor to appear before the ad hoc committee. It further stated that the committee would continue its work until it gets the demands of Nigerians addressed in accordance with the laws of the land. Femi Falana, a senior advocate of Nigeria, has urged voters in Osun State to sue the Independent National Electoral Commission for wasting their votes. He stated this on Sunday during an interview on Arise TV. It would be recalled for the Osun State Governorship Election Tribunal to sack Governor Ademola Adeleke for overvoting at over 700 polling units in the governorship election. The tribunal asked INEC to give certificates of returns to former Governor Gboyega Oyetola. What the voters in those areas have to do is to sue INEC for damages that what you have wasted my vote, Mr. Falana said. Mr. Falana also said it will be a daunting task by Adeleke's lawyer to overturn the verdict of the tribunal. Looking at the judgment, I believe very strongly that it's going to be a daunting task to impeach the judgment. INEC has to be held completely responsible for what happened. INEC will have to go back to the drawing table so that we will have this experience. INEC will have to put his house in order. If we have this in a presidential election where the issue 1 or 2 report, it have a crisis of momentary proportion, he said. A renowned traditionalist and Oluwaye Oba Ogboni Agbaye Awise, Iwase of Yoruba land, Are Isegun of Ijesha land, Dr. Adetoyese Abdul Olabison, has assured Yoruba speaking people that traditionalists in the land would ensure their lives and terrorists are protected from terrorist attacks from any angle. Oba Ogboni, who noted that hatred among the Yorubas contributed immensely to the invasion of the enemies into their terrorists, in a speech obtained by our reporters at the weekend, charged them to be united and formidable to confront all situations. He argued that if law reigns among them, they will not allow enemies to penetrate their midst, talk less of conspiring with enemies without perpetrating wicked acts like kidnapping and other nefarious activities in their different domains. They reviled the Reverend Ogboni fraternity icon, who made the assurance while speaking with the newsmen on his annual offering of sacrifice and appeasing Yoruba gods and goodnesses on Odun Ile celebration for the protection of the tribe, hinted that all Ogboni fraternity members are working seriously to ensure that the safety of their tribe from the hands of evil perpetrator. According to him, God is the father and land is the mother. We take the power of blessings from the land to bless the people from the federal to state and individual town levels. We pray for more blessings to our lands. Operatives of the Amotekun Corps in Ondo State are smashing criminal gang led by 18-year-old Akinyemi Abiodun. The gang operates between Ore and Okitipupa axes of the state and specializes in smashing tricycles. They were arrested after selling a tricycle of 300,000 in Lagos State. Abiodun, who spoke when paraded at the Amotekun headquarters, said one Emmanuel brought the tricycle from them. He said, we snatched the tricycle from the owner of the Ore Okitipupa area. We drove it down to Lagos and sold it 300,000 naira to one Mr. Emmanuel before we were tracked and caught by the Amotekun men. Commander of the Ondo Amotekun Corps, Akogun Adetunji Adele, said members of the gang were arrested through the use of the technology. Suspected Fulani X-Men has reportedly taken vengeance to thief farmers of Nasarawa State, following a recent bombardment of persons sought to be the headers on the boundary of Benue and Nasarawa State. This is just as the Benue State Governor, Samuel Otom, has said it was mischievous to link the government to killings. However, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa has explained the drone were used to drop the bomb that killed 27 X-Men in Kwateri, saying that the bomb was not dropped by a Nigerian Air Force aircraft has been speculated in some quarters. But the thief community of Nasarawa State yesterday alleged that there were ongoing attacks and killing of innocent thief people by suspected armed X-Men across the south part of Nasarawa State. President of the Thief Development Association in Nasarawa State, Mr. Peter Ahimba, raised the alarm yesterday when speaking with journalists in Lafia, as they appealed to both the federal and Nasarawa state government to urgently intervene and halt the ongoing attacks and killings in the area. Three policemen were shot dead yesterday and another injured when unknown gunmen attacked policemen at the border checkpoint along the Enugu and Abakaliki Expressway. The hoodlum, who were said to have operated in two Sienna buses, reportedly opened fire on getting to the checkpoint, killing three policemen on the spot. Leadership lined that the unknown gunmen earlier killed two soldiers at another checkpoint before they struck at one at Enugu and Abakaliki Expressway. Confirming the incident, the police public relations officer, Chris Anyawu, described the incident as unfortunately and assured that the men of the command would continue to work until all forms of criminal activities are brought its minimum in the state. Yesterday's attack by unknown gunmen at Ebonyi and Enugu boundary took place at about 18 hours. Three police personnel of Operations of Silver Highway fatally injured, later confirmed dead. Hoodlum operated in two Sienna vehicles, drove into the checkpoint, opened fire on the policemen. And lastly, on sports, Kwara United head coach Abdulaziz Mohammed has been given a two-game ultimatum to turn around the fortune of the team or get booted out. The Harmony Boys are yet to record a win in the Nigerian Premier Football League this season after 4 matches. The Ilorin Club were thrashed 3-0 by Enyimba in Aba on Sunday. Kwara United have drawn 2 and lost 2 of their opening 4 games. General manager of the club, Basiru Badawi, stated that henceforth the management of the club will not tolerate any negative results from the team. The team has no excuse not to perform owing to the commitment of the government, the determination of the management and the sacrifice by the club for supporters and stakeholders, Badawi said in a statement released by the club's media team. Kwara United will host former champions Plateau United in their next league game at the Lekon Salami Stadium. And that concludes the national news for this hour. But before we go, here's some of the major headlines once again. House of Representatives reject CBN extension of old Naira notes. Osun voters should sue INEC. Falana speaks on Adeleke and Oyetola case. Insecurities. We will protect lives of Yoruba land from terrorist attack. Ondo Amoteku smart teenager led criminal gang. To join us on all our social media handles, on Facebook as Gbagede with Alawi at Debayo, please follow the page and share the page. And on Instagram as Gbagede_22. Please follow the page and share the page as well. And on YouTube as Baba Gbagede TV. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn your post notification bell. For your advert, please call the number displaying on the screen. Thanks so much for always watching our news on BGI TV. I'm Sanut Olakomi Ajikade. Bye for now.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.